Hello guys, NORDIC here, and today we are back on There's Something About You, LASS, SKYRIM story author. I can't say right now, but you'll be in the description. Right now, on part 4. Sorry because I'm whispering, because my mom's asleep. We have a tiny house, and I'm eating an apple. Tasty. One more bite. I did my hair, so it's kind of messed up. Okay, let's go. The Bee and Barb, a strange name for a tavern. Indeed, you scan the room around you, smirking at a Ardonian who was on your tail because of the fact you pummeled Karava a couple days ago. You have no sign of Maven Blackbriar on the first level, so you decide to look for the woman on the second level. You find the You found the level. Messed up. You found the wooden staircase that leads upstairs, so you stood over confidently, I guess. Although even though your confident walk, your heart was learning your breathing felt fating. Maybe tried to comfort your mind before you left on this business trip, but his words were no longer in your head. You crept up the stairs, your confidence disappeared with every wooden plank you stepped on. Your heart thundered in your ears and your hands to quiver. Oh man, you made a sharp turn as soon as you walked into the flooring of the second floor. Coming to the floor with an abundance of doors leading to window-out rooms. You breathed evenly as you saw the black-haired woman sitting in a chair, fine clothes on her body. Maven. You walk over to her and stood in front of her. Clapped your wrist in front of you, looking shy but professional at the same time. She apparently knew who you were, for she smiled. My bad. My bad. She apparently knew who you were, for she smiled in the mirror. So you're the one. You don't look so oppressive. May's smile turned into a smirk. You took it, and so your lip curled up into a smirk. How about we skip the conversation? You're a firebrand, aren't you? It's about time when y'all sent me some with business sense. I was beginning to think he was wanting some sort of better's guild over there. Maven chuckled to herself. You have no faith in the guild? You asked in disbelief. How much the guild defends her. Faith? I don't have faith in anyone. She chuckled softly. All I care about is cause and effect. Did the job get done and was done correctly? There's no gray area. Where do I begin? Head to the Bear Mare and White One. Malleus Mick. Can't say that. Millis. I think that's his name. Mill or Maulers. Same as Maulers, I think. He'll fill you up on the details. The word escaped your mouth like a snake. Oh, and one more thing, just in case. I wasn't clear you butchered this trap, and you'll be sorry. You know I might have been in the bad direction she shoves you in. You roll your eyes to yourself as you turn in the direction. You didn't hand back down. Your boots click down to the stairs. The other Ardonian employee waiting for you. He hadn't stopped following you around the tower even since you had won the fight with Karava. For a pair, you guess they had learned their lessons and took precautions. You shove your way past him, heading toward the door in annoyance. You push open the door in front of you, the cold wind of the wift slapping your face. This should be interesting. I'm sorry, I love apples. Only this one. It's like a baby apple. Remember that? Give me a minute, okay? I love apples. Okay, I'm done. No. Now I'm done. You have reached the and white one, and your eyes darted around for the contract. You mumble when you saw no one, and surely remember the room where they cooked all the food. You turned to your left, making your way into the room. You saw a pale black-haired fellow drinking ale in the corner table and smile. The contract, it had to be him. You walked towards him, and he acknowledged you almost right away. Except instead of greeting, you got a relative annoying expression. Can a man drink in peace? He asked. A squall forming. Maybe it said you were expecting me, you replied. Not returning his attitude, he did have reason for it. His tone changed almost right away, and his expression became businesslike. I'm gonna keep this short because we had a lot to do. Honeybun. I thought it was Honeyboo. I'm gonna call it Honeyboo. Honeyboo's owner, Subtorn, is about to hold a test. A tasting for white one's captain of the guard, and we're going to poison the meat. You have the poison? No. That's the beauty of the brand. We're going to get Sawarn to give it to us. He explained in mile. The meadery has quite the pest problem. The whole city knows about it. Pest poison and meat does not mix well. You know what I mean. How do I fit in? You're going to happen by lead poor old Subthorn a helping hand. So I'll give you the poison to use on the pest. We're going to dump it to the boiling fat. You felt a small stretch across your face. Clever. Maeve and I spent weeks planning this. All we need is someone like you to get in there. Get down the dark-haired man, sigh before giving you a sharp look. Now go before someone goes a blind and hire someone else to do his dirty work. Oh, I didn't pause it, my bad. Okay, I need one more thing. Okay, that's good. Oh, we need some. Okay. Ow, stop. Okay. You push open the door to the Honeyboo meadery. Looking as innocent as possible, a man stood in the center of the room, scanning you carefully. You were a stranger in this trap, so he had to keep a close eye on you, especially with the situation at hand. What you gawking at? Can't you see I have problems here? He's up staring at you like you were a bumming idiot. This must be SKYRIM. Is innocent one, you ask? Is it ain't head it turns a bit so you could act confused? Are you kidding me? Look at this place. I'm supposed to be holding a test. Testing of the new honing boo reserved for the captain of the guard. He moved around anxiety. His face clearly starting. He was in a state of panic. If he sees somebody in this state, I'll be ruined. I might be able to help you, however. Oh, Willie, I almost you do the kindness of your heart, would you? I hope you're not expecting to be paid. You better, or I'll you a skeever, you threatened. His expression grows panicking again. Okay, no need to make rash decisions. He did around in the sec pulling out a bit of coin for you. First half, you don't do the rest until the job is done. My only demand is that the vermin are permanently eliminated before my reputation is completely destroyed. Sorry. I was trying to have my lazy, good-for-nothing assistant, Malice, handle it, but he seems to have vanished. If plant this in the vermin's nest, it should stop them from even coming back. You got a deal? You got a deal. Don't come back till every one of those things are dead. And now I had to clean up this mess. After scurrying around in the lower levels of the meteorite and finding the tunnels that the creatures in summer have digged up, we finally finished with the job. Of course, there were the trial of the fought by spires and the lunatic that handles magic like a skilled mage, but you still managed to overcome those trials. You felt a bit accomplished as you strolled back into the main room. Comments nodding. Molly's standing in the room with SKYRIM and the captain of the guard. I can't wait to see SKYRIM squirm. Molly's mother to you, a 6 miles spreading across his face. And how but smirk back at you. You couldn't help but smirk back. You then turned to SKYRIM and inhale sharply as you began to talk. The job's finished. It's about time. Look at relief come over his face. One that soon will be a place. I had to stall the captain while you were finished. And without my pay, you got to wait until the captain's finished. I suppose you could wait around if you must. He growled lowly. This wasn't a deal, but you had to stick around, so he took a seat on one of the nearby bar stools and watched as SKYRIM walked towards the captain's seat. Well, SKYRIM, now you're taking care of your little piss problem. How about I taste some of your mead? The captain asked, clearly impatient. Help yourself, my lord. It's my finest brew yet. I call it Honey Brew Reserve. I think you'll find it quite pleasing to your palate. That smile will be wiped off in a matter of minutes. Oh, come on, this is mead. The captain pressed down on the handle of the barrel. The mead poured into his tarkin, not some wine to be sipped and served. He brought it to his lips. The liquid washed down his throat before his face squanch. The foul taste of the poison left by the ape. What's in this? I don't know. What's wrong? SKYRIM asked. You assured me the place was clean. I see. So, is it that you remain in irons for the rest of your days? I'll see to it that you remain in irons for the rest of your days. The captain glared at SKYRIM, clearly knowing what was contained in the mixture. I'm sorry, I'm really not good at this. No, please, sir, I don't understand. Silence, idiot. I should have known better. Trusting this place after it's been riddled of filth. I beg you, please, this is not what it seems. The captain ignored SKYRIM's pleas, singing past straining past me and stopping in front of Mollis. You're in charge until I can sort this out. Mollis mercy, it will be my pleasure. He turned around to Subway and his glowing never faded. And you coming with me, and you're coming with me to Dragon Search. Dragon Reach, I mean. We'll see how quick your memory clears up in prison. Now move. Subyorn continues trying to defend himself. Look, I can show you this is all a big misunderstanding, I said. The captain ordered drawing his sword to exit to show his point. Farewell, Subyorn. Malice smirked at the confused meteor owner, was forced towards the door. I don't think that could have got any better. I need to take a look at someone's books, you said quickly. So Maeve wants to hunt down Subyorn's private partner, You're welcome to take a look around Subyorn's office. He keeps most of his papers stashed in his desk. Here, he handed you the key. This should help. Though she began to head back to the stairs to search Yama's belongings. You were back then within after a few days' travel, running along the wooden bridge towards the beam barb. You didn't bother to close the door softly as you let it close. Sprinting up the stairs to the second floor, when you first met Maven, she was back in the place again, smirking in amusement as you turned the corner. I trust you have good news for me, she smudged. Shot finished. Here's the information you requested. You handed Maven the letter you stole from Subyorn. This doesn't tell me much. The only thing that could identify Subyorn's partner is that little odd symbol. Yes, I've seen that symbol before. Good. So, amount of your payment, I believe. You found this more than acquainted for your service. She handed you a small parting gift, an elven blade. I believe we're done. She waved you out. You shoved past the Ardonian, followed you upward around the tavern, rushing down the stairs and bolting under the door. It's urgent news. You have to bring to Brynjolf and Mercer as soon as possible. Moments later, come upon to the circuit entrance and went inside. You wandered around the cistern, asking fellow thieves for Brynjolf's ware about you, and you finally come upon him. Area with the training dummies. Or down the street is someone found himself in White One's prison. How fortunate for him. Brynjolf smiled kindly at you as he tore his attention away from the archer whom he was watching. Yet very fortunate for Mavis. You returned it to his kind smile, a lightness in your heart. Ooh, exactly how now you're going to see how little system works. When I was explaining like he had just remembered something. Maven said word that you discovered something else when you were out there, something important to the deal. The same symbol from Goldendale was involved. This is far from coincidence. This is not coincidence. That's first Ardendorf, now Subyorn. Something is trying to take us down by shoving a wedge between Maven and the guild. Is there something we could do? Maven thinks he knows a way to identify this new thorn in our side. He wants to meet with you right away, and if I were you, I'll hurry up. I've never seen him this angry before. Thus, Brynjolf passed, and yet certainly smiles at you. Kind and encouraging. Oh, a name? Yes. Thank you for everything you have been doing. I don't think you'd know exactly how to repay you. Oh, I know what the name means. It's like the character's name in here. Let's do this then. Thank you for everything you have been doing. I don't think the deal knows exactly how to pay you. Blood struck your face, not a problem at all. When you chuckled softly before beginning to walk off. I have high hopes now that you're on our little team. I hope your discussion with Mercy does very well. You hope so too. No ad. Oh. Okay. 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 Like, okay, that's weird. Okay. One second, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is update. Update due upon demand of Nico the Spirit XT. Though they pretty much convinced me that they're writing this story is well worth it. Well, here you go. Your heart was tightened in your chest as you sensed the urgency in Buenya's voice. Mercer certainly had a bow stuck up his rear if he lacked that much patience. You just got done with a mission from Mayfin. You couldn't have just a small break. Was it too much to ask for? Not for idle chit-chat, Mercer is aware. Your presence, said waving his hands, a signal that you should really get going before you lose your position in the deal. If Mercer came to you before anyone else or the nation, you must be pretty important to the deal. You nodded in response. When you're sprinting into one of the hallways that would lead you back to the cistern, you took your turn seeing one of the members in your way. You ducked next to him, waving your way to the alchemy tables before you buzzed across the wooden bridge. It led directly to the disturbed-looking Mercer, whose tense body was hunched over his business ledgers. When you finally arrived, his hair shook as he headed jointed up in haste. "Oh, there you are," he cried as if amused at your tardiness. "Sorry," you mumbled, putting your hands on your wrist. "I just arrived from a job given to me by Mercer." "Sorry, I won't cut it." Mercer snapped. "Anyway, I was consulting my contracts regarding the information gathered from Golden Dole Estate, but no one could identify that symbol. There's one problem I found. The same marketing at Honeybrew Meadery. It would seem our adversaries attempting to take us apart indirectly by injuring Maven Blackbriar. Very clever. Clever or not, they need to die. Don't dismiss our adversity, though. They were well-funded, patient, and have been able to avoid identity to avoid their identity. I can't say that. For years, however, don't mistake my admission for complacing. Our nemesis is going to pay dearly. So you admire. Apparently, you did not catch a single word I said about that. You overestimate my loyalty for the guild. Continue speaking to me the way you are, and I'll not hesitate in backing out of the job and hand it to someone less capable. Mercer doesn't speak. He only glared in your direction. Seemed to be able to put a muscle on him. Surprising. Now, how do we make them pay? Even after this posturing and planning, they made a mistake. The parchment you would cover mentions a Dalael. A Dalchil. I'm just calling it. According to one of my contracts, his real name is Gollum. Gollum. Golems are inside man of the East Empire Company. In situation, I'm betting he's acting as a go between the self-drone state and that he can finger a buyer. Go out, then shake him down and see what you can come up with. Talk to Benioff before you leave if you have any questions. You then say your goodbyes to Mercer, but we turn around to walk across the center of the cistern. The guild master was getting on the one set of nerves for you to be loyal towards him. He shoved you in the wrong direction from day one. You got that. This was a state of intimacy, but that was no reason to be rude. Your boots clicked on the floor as you neared Benioff, who was stirring something in the pot. That hung casually over the small fire. His strong arms circled as his eyes glanced towards you, and a smile was flashed for a second before fading into a look of dismay. I can't believe Gollum mixed up in all of this. That Dorian couldn't find his tail with both hands. Sounds like you know him pretty well, you said softly, giving him a smile. He comes in contact with the guild whenever something fishy goes on in the East Empire Company. He isn't the brightest of lads, though, don't get me wrong, he can scam a bear out of his last sectum, but he's no mastermind. Benioff let go of the object he was using to start the mill, straining it so he could stand upright again. Do you think he'll give me trouble? You leaned against the shelf that was next to the cooking pot, staring questioningly at Benioff. You hadn't got a clue who this Ardonian was. You hardly even left with him unless it was urgent. Trouble? He's one of the most stubborn lizards I ever met. Benioff let out a light laugh, something that softened your comments a bit. You have your work cut out for you. You let out a chuckle, so how do I get him to talk? You don't have to buy him off. It's the only way to get his attention. Fellas, follow him and see what he's up to. If I know Gollum, he's way over his head, and you'll be able to use it as leverage. Betray or not, I'll let him live. I'm glad to see you embrace our methods. It would be a waste to lose a contract at the East Empire Company. Before we have the entire story, let's keep Gollum's tail, and he's bound to step into something he can't scrape off his boot. My voice is not that good. Sorry? Okay. I'm glad to see you're embracing our methods. It will be a waste to lose a contract at the East Empire. I already read that part. You nodded in understanding and signed. I should be off then. Good luck in solitude, lass. Keep Gollum alive, but make sure he remembers who we are. Benioff grinned. I'm confident that you would do this without a problem. You grinned back. The confidence in your heart was stored as you made your way to the ladder. Leads up to the secret passage under the coffin. You had Gollum pinned back to the box he was cowering in front of. A dagger pointed at his throat in hesitance. You know you had promised Benioff you would keep him alive, but Gollum lied to you. He had you run some pointless errands just so he can go behind the guild. Back and to continue to do a dirty business you had sniffed out in the first place. A bit of hostility and combo of threats seemed necessary. There's no need to do anything rash, Gollum rushed. The Ardonian's silt eyes wielding a bit of fear. I'm tired of your games, lizard, you hissed. Pinned him harder when he tried to wiggle out of your hold. This is not as bad as it seemed. I was trying to tell Merce about everything. Honestly, please, he'll have me killed. Tell me now or I'll kill you. Where you sit. You threatened teeth buried in anger. No, please, there's no need for that. I'll tell you everything. It's Carlia. Her name is Carlia. You stared at him, scanning his eyes for any hint of lies. When you found none, you tucked your dagger in its shelf, but your hold remained strong on his clothes. You say that name like I should know it. Mercer never told you about her. Kalai is the thief responsible for murdering the previous guild master Dallas. Now she's after Mercer. You slammed him against the box, and you were helping her. No. His voice raised and his panic returned. I didn't even know it was her until after she contacted me. Please, you have to believe me. Where's Carlia now? I don't know. When I asked her where she was going, she just muttered where the end begins. Here, take the Golden Glow estate deed as proof. And when you speak to Mercer, tell him I'm worth more to him alive. He's carefully engaged a skilled hand into the fold of his tunic, getting out the deed and handing it to you. You tucked the deed away and shoved him to the floor, standing straight and walk away. He tried your patience, but at least it was well worth it. You were worried about how Mercer would take the news, and you only hoped he wouldn't take out the stress on you. You didn't want to turn to Britain off just to complain about the way the guild master had been treating you, just like a little errand girl. Hell, you were the errand girl to Mercer, but you had to keep going for the sake of Brynjolf, keeping his good opinion of you. Did Gollum give you any information on a buyer? Brynjolf asked when you hurriedly explosion. He said Joan was purchased by a Carlia. You explained as you were catching your breath. No, it can't be. No, it can't be. I hadn't heard that name in decades. Mercer's expression frowned and worry. He fondly remembered her. You could tell this is grave news. Indeed, she is someone I had hoped to never cross paths with again. Gollum told me she was a murderer. Carlia destroyed everything that this guild stands for. She murdered my prisoner in cold blood and betrayed the guild. After we discovered what she had done, we spent months trying to track her down, but she just vanished. Why has she returned? Carlia and I were like partners. I went for her on every heist. We watched each other's backs. I knew to her techniques, her skills. If she kills me, there'll be no one left who could possibly catch her. We know where she was. Dom told me where the end began. That there's only one place that could be. The place where she murdered Dallas. A place called Snowfell Centrum. We have to go out there before she disappeared again. You blinked. We? Yes, I'm going with you, and together we're going to kill her. You thought he tossed a coin. You thought. He tossed you a coin pouch, and you heard the gold click as you caught it easily. Here's your payment for solitude. Prepare yourself and meet me at the ruins as soon as you can. We can't let her slip through our fingers. You nodded, a bell of worry bouncing around you in your stomach. Nothing was off about all of this. I have a feeling you were definitely not going to be found if the end result of this whole journey Mercer's was going to set you on. This further we're going to be torn down. You were sure of it. That'll grab another end. Hello? That's a sucky house. That didn't look sucky. No, I don't care about it. I think I should finish this flick as soon as I can. I have a other one I need to attend to, thanks to Nico the Spirit and Darkbane Manic. I have to bit more exploration now. Yeah, I know this is all worth. It's well worth the time for. I will admit, I stopped updates for a while because I didn't know whether or not this would pay off in the end. I guess it is. Thank you for showing this and showing it. It's holding a spot in my heart. Now that I know that the story will not die, it was the slow ones to take off, but it is the biggest outcome. I should save the speech for the last chapter. XD, much love. Oh, the girl, I named the girl Darfella. That's the girl's name, okay? The cold wind blushed harshly across your cheeks. No pounding down on your skin that wasn't covered by your armor. It made your teeth shattered. You could feel the bump on your arm. Wise up other hiding. You need to find Mercer to fight quickly before you became ill. Your eyes scored the air in hopes of finding your picky guildmaster quickly, but to dismiss you couldn't find him. Mercer, where have you gone? You thought narrowing your eyes as the snow fell to allow you to see past your nose. You looked down so it wouldn't get into your eyes. Then they were stinging to begin with. Mercer, you called, hoping to hear his swift voice. You trumped out your skin when Mercer's voice hits you. Good, you're finally here. You turn around in response. There's no chilly clutches holding onto your body so it wouldn't move from its placement, not without a fight. I scoured the wounds, but I'm certain Carlisle is still inside. He added his statement, watching your slow reaction carefully. And you didn't handle the situation, did you? See her? No, I found her horse. I took care of that. She won't be using it to escape. Let's get moving. I want to catch her inside while he's distracted. Take the lead. Why can't you lead yourself? I don't know these ruins. You try to get the pressure of leading Mercer astray off your back. I suggest you stop claying around, make sure the guild knows what you're trying to pull. You fell in anger, silently trudging towards the entrance in the walk. Once you stared down into the walking circle, seeing a spiraled staircase and a chest next to the ruins entrance. You took a careful first step on the steps. Make sure the old things don't collapse from under you. When they didn't, the pressure lightens as you continue down. You stared at the iron door in intimidation, not knowing how to pick it open. You weren't scared enough to open these doors so easily just yet. So you only hope that won't damage the dual reputation you have built. They say these Nordic burial mounds are something impenetrable. I can't say that. I haven't got a clue why. This one doesn't look too difficult. It's quite simple. Really, I don't know why the fuzz is all about these locks. Wait. I haven't got a clue. Where's my... Oh, I get it now. I was understanding what Mercer said. Doesn't look too difficult. It's quite simple, really. I don't know what the fuss is about. These locks, all it takes is a little bit of know-how and a lot of skill. He's led a lockpick into the lock. He's twisting and turning until he found the right angle and then turned the lock free. The door clicking again when it did. He was trying to pick and stood up right again. After you. Yeah, you mumbled as you pushed the doors open. The foul smell of Trotters. I haven't played this game in a while, so don't judge me. Decreased noise hit your nose. It made you shudder in your arm, and you could feel your nose squelch from the stench. Blech, this place smells awful. You heard Mercer begin to complain. The stench in here. It's unbearable. It smell of death. Quite obviously, we are in a Nordic burial mound. They could be dark about. Stay on guard. Sorry, guys. About the matching claw. Sorry, guys. Stuck in my teeth. Sorry. It's one of the infamous Nordic puzzle doors. How quaint. Without the matching claw, they're normally impossible to open. Since I'm certain Kari already did away with it, we're on our own. Fortunately, these doors have weakness, even though I have to exploit it. Quite simple, Willie. If it really was that simple, you would have learned by now. They're close. I'm certain of it. Let's see, move the door pushed back into the ground. You find yourself staring at the room, ominous and alerting. Something appeared your stomach was telling you to stay away, but Marsh was telling you to continue on. Showing the angle on your shoulder, you stepped into the room and scanned the area carefully. The mist made it difficult, but you managed. You heard something though, like a string to a bow, picking in the warning of an arrow, and it hit you. The arrow you had apparently not imagined hit you, your stomach, and you yelped in pain. The arrowhead was dipped in some sort of poison before it began to take immediately toll. Your legs began to weaken under your weight. The force of the ward pulled you down onto the floor. Your armor clunked as you managed a weak oof. You looked around weakly, watching as Mercer stepped over you. Seeming careless of his wounded comrade, your vision was getting clouded and black. You breathed felting. Mercer, can't you see here? You thought you knew this business. Clara was urgent. You didn't want to die, not without a couple of things need to be done. Not with just your personal life, but with the jail as well. You never decided to strike up business. Wait, 1 second. I thought they were going to have their talk. Mercer, can't you see here? You thought you knew this business with Clara was urgent, but life was on the line. You didn't want to die. Not without a couple of things you've done. Not with just your personal life, but with the guild as well. You never decided to strike up business with Vex or Delphid. You only talked to Tanya. Once you never confessed to feelings about those growing feelings in your heart. What would his reaction be when Marshall returns? But no one would be angry. Would he be sad? You were curious, but you also didn't want to know. You wanted to be there for that. A small dark elf emerged from the shadows, crunching carefully with an arrow, prepared to strike Mercer. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, but I think Mercer said that. A small dark elf emerged from the shadows, crunched carefully with an arrow prepared to strike Mercer. Mercer chuckled in amusement. Do you honestly think your arrow hit me before my blade finds your heart? Give me a reason to strike. Carlisle's voice was smooth, quite soft for someone murdered one of their kin. She definitely wouldn't strike you as the voice of a killer. You're a clever jar, Kalia. Buying golden glow estate and finding honeybrew meteorite was inspired. Sure, enemies to defeat, you must undermine his allies. It's the first lesson Gallus taught us. You heard the envy in her voice, as if a lesson from managing murder was something to think about on a daily schedule. What was going on here? Something was off all about this. You already were a quick study, Mercer. Smarter, not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive. What is she talking about? Mercer, you couldn't speak. The poison in your body wasn't letting you. Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way. Did you forget the oath we took as nightingales. Do you expect him to simply ignore your methods? Nightingales, they were warriors of the night, something used as a bedtime story for the inspired Nordic children. Well, they couldn't be. Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Kalar, it's time for you and Gallus to come reunited. He lurched forward, about to swing his blade to strike the elf down. But the girl disappeared right before his eyes. She was nowhere to be found. She had become completely invisible. I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing base with you will be a death sentence. Carlyle spoke, but her voice somewhere else, but I can promise the next time we meet will be your undoing. She was quiet. Her footsteps were non-existent, but a certain aura was drawn. She had left. It was just you and Mercer. Your mind was still unwound with the events that Mercer turned around, staring at your body as you tried to align all that happened. There was no way Mercer was a traitor. He was the leader of the guild. He couldn't do this to you. Everyone had to come. How interesting. It seems that Gallus' history has repeated itself. He kneeled down until his face was a couple of feet away from yours. Wickle grin spread across his face. Carlyle has put forth me with the means to be rid of you. This ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But treats me the most the fact that this was all possible because of you. He drew his dagger, holding it just over your body. Pharaoh, I'll be sure to give Bernard Gotch. You're opening your mouth to speak to the betrayal in your heart choked you. Mercer. He stared plunged into your skin. He pulled it out quickly. He smiled as he stands straight and turning the blade before turning towards the exit. There's one name that crossed your mind as you felt the warmth of your body. Of your blood tickled down your body, pointing off, then all turned black. 46 minutes. You know what? Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. You gasped for breath and panted as you came to a end, holding the area where Mercer had stabbed you. Your vision was clouded and black and red. As you regained your sight, the effects of Mercer's blaze faded. You know how you hadn't died. You were certain your end was there. It was taunting you, blinding you into a black abyss that was mocking comfortably. You were ashamed of yourself. Being fooled by Mercer so easily was an insult. You knew there was a reason to dislike him. At first, you thought it was his attitude, but the betrayal won out on that. You stubbornly tried to get up and figured what's over to you. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. Carlyle. How are you feeling? She asked, observing you closely as you stood on yourself. Hold on, you shot me, you asked, hand-cupped over the now-patched wound. Carlyle must have handled it while you were unconscious. No, I saved your life. Mine always was dipped with a unique paralac of poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. How intended to kill you, we want to be having this conversation. Why save me? My original intention was to use that arrow on Mercy, but I never had a killer shot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way and to prevent your death. That I'm in your debt, more than you ever realize. This poison on this arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for one shot. All I had hope was to capture Mercer alive. Why capture Mercer alive? Mercer must be brought before the guild to answer what he has done. He needs to pay for Dallas's murder. Mercer murdered the man you had tried to avenge. Why didn't you turn around and kill Mercer sooner? The itch was there for an obvious reason. You just didn't want to listen to it. How will you prove it, you ask? My purpose in using Snowfell sanctuaries to ambush Mercer wasn't for irony's sake, but before both of you arrived, I covered a journal from Dallas' remains. I spent the information needed is written inside. What does it say? I wish I knew that. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. Perhaps it could be translated. Ether. Dallas' friend from the college winter, of course, the only outsider Dallas has trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. That's the word again, Nightingale. There were 3 of us. Myself, Dallas, and Mercer. We were an anomalous splinter of the Thief's Tale. Witten, perhaps I'll tell you more later. Right now, you need to head for Winterhome. Charlotte, get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove So for your turn, Carlisle will handle you a couple of potions in the journal. Turn away, looking back at the dark elf for Shirley. I will return in a few days. I'll be waiting, she said, disappearing to the thin air like she did in the ruins. You thought your adventure in the fields began when you first arrived. Turns out this was Will. Start of something big. Days has passed, and within you have spoken to Ether. He has told you to visit the court wizard in Markar, Kelselmo. You finally done so. Kelselmo was so stern as Gollum. You had to bribe him with the safety of his workers, killing a frostbite spider that had been hiding his accusation. You had done so. You have received a key to his dorm museum. Museum. No one counts. Selma mentioned the laboratory in the back and all the tricks and traps and dwarven spiders they were contained in there. Guards were no problem to get past, but the medical spiders and speared guardians were quite a pest. These got the translation you needed. Using the paper and charcoal you had found, now you're back in the inn at Winterhold. Going around the corner and heading down the flight of stairs that lead to the collar of the small building, you found Ether and Carlisle standing waiting for your arrival. You were curious about how long they had waited, how long they were in here, plying the dismiss of Mercer Frey. Back, huh? How was our friend Kelselmo? Ether choked as you approached him. You dug your pouch without withdrawing the scratches of Falmar you had obtained from the laboratory. This is a story we can save for later. This should help us translate Gallus' journal. You handle him the paper. I suppose it would be inappropriate to ask you how you obtained this, so I simply won't. He unrolled the paper and you saw the elf smirked. A rubbing, huh? Odd. I expect notes. It's quite the tale. I understand. Now let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. And I turned around, leading you and Carlisle back toward the table that he had set up. He opened the journal he was to translate, saying the stone rubbing you had obtained next to as a guide. This is extreme, but also highly disturbing. What is it, you asked? Appears that Gallus was suspicious to Mercer's allegiance to the guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavishly lifestyle, replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasure. Pity, you muttered to yourself. This journal say where the wealth came from, Carla spoke up. Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds with the guild's treasury. Anyone's knowledge. And was uneasy at the words he was reading. Anything else, Ether? Anything about the Nightingales? Carla seemed uncertain as well. There was the name again. Ether flipped through the pages. Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, but doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also mentions he strongly believed that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre. Shadows preserve us, so it's true, Carlisle said underneath her breath, torn apart by what she had just heard. I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What has Mercer done? Ether asked. Warning struck in his face as he looked up at Carlisle. I'm sorry, Ether, but I can't say. All that matters is that we deliver your translation to the guild immediately, Carlisle said with a solemn tone. Farewell, Ether. Words can't express. It's alright, Carlisle. You don't have to say a word. He smiled, assuring watching as Carlisle turned around, head to the stairs. When she had disappeared on the cellar door, Ether turned to you. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the guild. They respected Carlisle and she deserves better. Do whatever you can, and I'll consider it to be a personal favor. I'll do that. Trust that. Thank you, Ether. Ether. I can't say their names right. Like, I can say their names, like, if I hear their names, I can't say their names because it's hard to read it. Carlisle, though, I don't remember that name. She was pretty big in the story, though. If trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becomes a burden, and you happen to be in Winterhold, come visit me in the college. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest, and I will see what I can do. Farewell. You'll find me in the college. Farewell, Heather. You smiled at the elf, turning around and headed toward the cellar steps. You books clucking on the wooden steps as you shoved open the door. You found Carla singing about in the end. You strolled up to her and she acknowledged your approach. We must haste to wisdom before Mercer can do any more damage to the deal, she said quickly. Before we head toward the deal, Dallas' journal mentioned something called the Twilight Sepulchre. You came this far. I see no harm in concealing it. The Twilight Sepulchre is a temple of Nocturnal, what the 9 guilds are sworn to protect with their lives. Why does it require that type of protection? Everything. Oh! Look at that. Why does it require that type of protection? Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is as contained was of Sepulchre. Now, it seems that Mercer broke his oath with Nocturnal and defied the very things were to protect. Thieves in temples, it just does not add up. I felt the same when Dallas first revealed these things to me. I think given time, you'll understand what I mean. I was going to if less mystery was involved. Ninedale, I've been sworn to secretly regard the Sepulchre. I know the guild doesn't. Regarding the Sepulchre, I know the guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask you to continue to trust me. Very well, we do on your own. Do it your way. From now on, I'll make for Riften and scout out the situation and see what Mercer is up to. You're ready, come meet me at the wagon flat in. In the meantime, I want you to have this. It belonged to Dallas, but given the circumstances, I think it'll prove. I'll put it to good use. If the guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to. Carlyle handed the short black blade to she cast you a wary smile, turning around and disappeared out the door. There's no guns. Yeah, only hope the deal won't turn it on you. Especially Bunyoff. Ooh, yeah. Oh, another ad. Wait, guys. Isn't that girl from Disney? Also, they're from Disney. Also, the guys from Disney. Bye. Oh, no, that another guy was that finer. The air was flooded with tension you were receiving from Riften. The guild knew you were here, and they were probably made sure you weren't able to get in from a different way, other than they wished to leave. You were afraid of their opinion of you now, and Bunyoff outlooked of your loyalty. You are walking around with a supposed traitor, and now you're about to walk back to the cistern as if everything had never happened. You inhaled sharply as you wandered into the flat. Then noticed a worried-looking Clara there. She was nervous, probably just as much as you. As you were. I'm glad you're here. I think some of these people are beginning to suspect who I am, she said, a fond fistful on her face. I would understand why. Mercer has put such a massive target on your back. You're nearly impossible to miss, he said with a sigh. Are you ready to face the deal? She asked. A look of hope in her eyes. I was hoping you were as bold as you had been acting these days, and to be entirely honest, the deal was going to struggle face alone. You couldn't bear the sight of your friends staring at you like you were some sort of traitor. You couldn't stand the sight of Bunyoff with a look of betrayal in his green eyes. You didn't think your heart could take the message lightly. You had developed feelings for Bunyoff, though that definitely meant more than just friends and fellow thieves. After taking a sharp breath, you finally let it go. I'm ready, let's go, you lied. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the cistern. Carlia turned around, walking on the stones. The archer wound the pool of water in the middle of the wagon flagon. She was slow with her pace, unsure of what to think. You couldn't blame her either. She was one of the most hated individuals in the guild. You were worried that the guild would think and would smite her as soon as she walked in the room. You were worried that you would be next and Bunyoff be the one doing so. Your heart sank to the ground. Bunyoff, a man you had grown so close to, you only hoped that he would listen to your reason. Please be wise, dear Bunyoff. You thought as you stepped onto the wooden plank that made a passage to the other side of the flagon. Seconds You and Carla were strolling past the countertop. Usually saw someone wiping off, and you were making your way into the sweet patch beyond the cabin. You saw the cistern doors in your sight, and your heart thundered in your ears. Your panic was wasting. You thought so beginning to spiral. You felt as if you were going to lose a bit of your already lacking confidence as soon as you stepped through the door. Carla put her hand and clicked open the door. Your heart dropped when you saw 3 guild members gathering near the door. Their weapons were drawn as they stared down at Carlisle, hoping they dismissed you, but their attention you have gotten made your heart disappear and your voice catch in your phone. You better have a damn good reason to be here with that murder, Benioff declared at you morning. The lamp that caught you on the phone was refusing to go down. You're gonna make your case. You're so scared of being in the same room with Benioff. You're the person he trusts, and the look of double crossing on his face told you that I'm implying no longer. I'm sorry, I can't. You of all people, LASS. I thought I could trust you. A lot more than that, I never thought you would ever lead her back here. When it let you talk, he was angered, hurt, something you never wanted to see him become. Please lower your weapons as we can speak. I have proved that you're all being misleaded. Carlia Bedin. You're speaking for both of you now. Given how little of your voice you could muster was tossed aside. No tricks, Carlisle, or I'll cut you down where you stand, Benioff threatened. Now what's this so-called proof? Do you have Dallas' journal? We have Dallas' journal. I think you find it certain disturbing. Let me see it, Benioff demanded, and Carla walked it over to the red-headed man. You have came to disappoint. She offered the journal. He snatched it out of the hands with haste. He flipped open the leather-bound covers, and his eyes hovered along the words. They were written. No, it can't be, he breathed. This can't be true. I knew Mercer too long. It's true, Benioff. Mercer has been stealing from the guild for years. Why under your nose? You speak up again. You're hoping you still had a chance to regain the man's trust. There's only one way to find out. It says it's true, Delvin. I need you to open the vault, Benioff ordered. Wait just a last moment, Ben. What's in the book? What did it say? Delvin questioned as he turned around, making across one of the stone bridges. For the close pan, you find yourself staring at your boots as you listen. It says Mercer's been stealing from our folks for years. Dallas was looking into it before he was murdered. Benioff explained the tone in his voice gave in a way that he hoped Mercer was innocent. How can Mercer open the vault? They need 2 keys and puzzle. Could he pick his way in? Dell was confused just as much Benioff was. The store was the best puzzle lock money can buy. There's no way it could be picked. Fex finally popped up. He didn't need to pick the lock, Carla pitched in. By the looks of it made 3 drummers even more convinced. What you going on about? Use your key to open the lock, Delvin. We'll open it up and find the truth. Benioff crossed his muscled arms in a business manner. He cast a dull look over at you, one that pierced your heart. His eyes were full of life, but with the situation at hand, he looked at it. I really hoped you weren't lying to me, LASS. Never would. You thought you didn't have the nerve to say it. None of that, not like this. The moment was right. You had to prove him one. First, you had to prove your innocence as well as Carlisle. Delvin and Fex walked toward the vault, Cassie and looking at one another in concern. They discovered the truth of Mercer's ways. They wouldn't know what to do next. You couldn't blame them either. You didn't know what to do when you discovered Mercer had been working against you all along. I used my key, but the vault's still locked up tighter than a drum. Now use yours, Daniel told Benioff. Benioff looked over you then at the vault door, strolling over quickly. He was excited. You could tell him by the pace. He wanted to know the answers as quick as he can. You understand why his partners excused him betraying the guild they were wanting. He was only hoping that it wasn't true. That everything can run the way it used to before the whole event even occurred. You heard the vault click and open again. And Benioff froze in place. The key was tightly in his hand, and you could see that his breath faded a minute. By the 8th, it's all gone. Everything's gone. Get in here, all of you, he commanded. When you strode up next to him, The look of straight panic was written all over his face. He had drawn a sword on incidents. He was slain with the one man from. He had drawn a sword on incidents, the innocent. And he was slain with the one man from day one, even since Mercer was chosen to be the guild leader. The jewels, it's all gone. Dylan exclaimed in frustration as he looked around and on all the empty chest. That's some of a burial. I'll kill him, Vex shouted right after, gripping the handle of her dagger. Vex, put it away right now. We can't afford to lose our heads. Calm down and focus, Bunyov. The hesitant blonde tackled her blade away, casting Bunyov a dangerous snare before crossing her arms. Fine, we do it your way for now. Delphid, Vex, watch the flagging. Do you see Mercer? Come tell me right away, requested. Delvin and Vex turned and left just as they were told. Carried out the room, you saw him look at Carlia and nod. The dark elf nodded back before turning around and leaving herself. Bunyov then turned to you, a look of apologies and business flirting. Look, we're about to help track Mercer. I need to know what you learned from Clara. We meant to speak, but the words wouldn't come out. The fact that Bunyov had lost faith, even if it was just in the heat of the moment, left you shocked. Bunyov found, reaching out and instructing you. Okay, come on, lass. We need to know this. We take Mercer down as soon as we can. Mercer killed Dallas, not Carla, you muttered softly. I feared that was the case from the last entry in Dallas' book. It looks like he was getting close to expose Mercer to the guild, I thought softly. Dallas, Carla, and Mercer were nightingales, you added. What nightingales? I assumed that was just a tale. A way to keep young footpads in line. Was there anything else she told Carlisle? Signed Jordan Joe and Honey, but trying to make Mercer look bad in front of Maven. Clever lass. Anything else? No, that's it. And I have a part of tasks were important. I need you to break in Mercer's home and search for anything that could tell us where he gone. He has a house in Wyvern. You blinked. You didn't know that, even after living with him for so long. A gift from Blackbyres after they kicked the previous family out. A place called Whitwell Manor. He never stays there, just pays up for the upkeep on the place. Hires from loot by the name of Fard. You guard the place. I'll take care of it. Care of that's his last place SKYRIM I ever want to send to. His eyes strafed away. The care behind that statement. He didn't know what Mercer home was. He really did not want you to be the one to discover that. Only capable one to. So he really had no choice. And he smiled, shiny at the man. His concern warming your cold heart up. You were certain his point had changed about you. You never wanted him to lose his trust with you. You worked hard for each girl to earn it. I'll be okay right now. I can promise you that. He gives a lot hard to track before continuing. Just find a way in, get the information, and leave. And you have permission to kill anyone that stands your way. Understood, you nodded. You turn on your heels to walk out the vault. But in a flash, Maven had you by the crook of your arm. He pulled you towards. Oh my gosh! And he pulled away. He saw a caravan Mercer's place. Wait, let me. Now to turn on your heels. And Bunyov had you by the crook of your arm. He pulled you towards. Oh my gosh! You could have. You towards him, patted his jaw, kissing on his lips. You could have sworn that you spotted me carefully. Pulled away. He signed carefully at Mercer's place. I don't want to lose you or anyone else to that madman. You nodded him, but at the vault door of all the compasses you had sworn you had lost. You're taking the mission in the stride. Your mind couldn't contact. You made your way up to the ladder that leads out to the ward. This is drawing to the interesting. Time to put your blade to use. We scored the town. I spoke to every last client we have. Still no sign of Mercer. Said as you approached the guild master desk. Any lack of. And you found this useful. Oh, yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. We scored. You found this useful then. You will fill the map and handed to Bunyov. Who was it? His eyes wilted at the context. Shore's beard. He glowed after the eyes of the Falmar. That was Gallus' pet project. he gets his hands on Lummy, guarantee he'll be gone for good and set up for life. Then we have to stop him. Simple. Agree, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. He took in everything that Joe has left and go after one of the last greatest heists. It's just an insult. I've spoken to Clara and made amends to how the Joe treated her. Now she wished to speak with the both of us quickly. We have no time to lose. He pushed so all the dead swallowing up to Mercer's plans and tucking them away. Looked at the face with a smile on her face, making her way next to him as he speed walked towards the ladder to the exit. You had hoped this bond that just been coiling wouldn't be demolished by this adventure that the two of you were holding. Okay. Oh my gosh, this story hits 1,000 views, and I was there to witness it all happen. I'm honored. I didn't think y'all all would enjoy my story so... Okay, buddy, that's way more than 1,000 right now. Y'all all would enjoy my story as much as y'all would have been. Thought this would be as successful as it became. I would love to thank the people who have kept poking at me for updates. Y'all made it so that I wanted to stop with the lack after a long while. Lacking inspiration, I thought I had finally found it once again. I hope you enjoy the chapter as much as I enjoyed writing it. For all of you, sorry I didn't update. I've been busy and working my hours off doing different things. I'm really sorry. I hope this chapter makes up for my absence. You and Buenyon were just about to climb up the ladder when you hear Carlyle's voice call for your attention. You both turn around at the same time, noticing her standing on the platform in the middle of the cistern. And her mild embarrassment at your beginning stake of where the woman might be. You begin walking the platform. Your boots clicked as they hit the stone ground, moving on the bridge and stopped in front of the dark elf. Buenyon pressed next to you, crossing his arms with being rather close to you. I promise you our questions will be answered. You just have to trust me. We do, Carlyle, you replied. Alas, I come up audition. Buenyon followed up your comment. Mercer tried to kill both of you. He betrayed the guild, murdered Dallas, and made us question our future. He needs to die. You finished it so calm that made you get a mild chill up your spine. Then we have to be very careful, Buenyon, if you warn. Mercer is a nightingale, an atrium nocturnal. Carlyle added in his archery. Everything I heard in the story is nightingale started leads us to a nocturnal, a twilight sepulchre. Buenyon signed with his relaxation. Yes, then we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing. Carlyle demanded just outside of Wisdom before the south gate. Small path cut out on the mountainside. The path is a clearing in an old standing stone. I ask you to meet me there. Well, we will. Buenyon concluded. They both nod to each other. And Carlyle turned away. She strode off to the ladder that led exit. You watch as the woman swiftly climbed up and disappeared into the world. I can't believe this is happening to her, Buenyon said as he followed Carlyle's steps slowly. What can't you believe, Juan? You asked, looking over at the redhead. Juan, wow. Okay. If we needed any more bad luck, the deal was already at its lowest point. Mercer had to push it down further. Seeing this happen, Buenyon, not everyone can have the luck we hear about in the stories you concluded. So you have a point, LASS. Buenyon dropped the ladder and climbed upward. You follow behind. He shoves the doors upwards, climbing out with ease and pulling the handle that made the stone column pull back into the secret compartment that would lead to your exit. You watch that stone trotted in stone, and you made your way up. Shall we head off, Buenyon questioned. Yes, we shall, you smiled cheerfully. You begin to bound towards the southeast gate, remaining close to one another. The cold wind began to brush across your face, tossing your hair back as well as his. You shivered lightly and were amusedly greeted by your companion's arm. You toggled it around your shoulders, holding on to Buenyon as you two wandered. Smiled as you did, nearing at the point where Carlyle had told you to meet. Are you prepared for what's at stake, LASS? Buenyon questioned. Are you shot back? You are prepared for anything the legend had to offer you. Sure, it will be a nice, scary thing to experience, but you were prepared for it, as is I ever been. Buenyon replied, I just hope I don't get you hurt on this mission. I can guarantee myself getting hurt at least once when just be happy if I don't get myself killed. You could see Carlyle in her sights and a smirk playing on her lips as she saw the way you two were holding on to her. Glad you in your sights and smart plain. Glad you're here, you. What's this so new to this place, you ask? This is the headquarters of the Nightingale, cut into the mountain by the first of our kind. We came to seek the edge we need to defeat March of Fate. What kind of edge? Follow me, I'll try to explain the way. This way, please. This is Nightingale Hall. I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed. Charmed as he looked well in the walking air, the subject that the Nightingales were just myth was seeded into the guilds on purpose. Galai explained it helped afford attention from the true natural. Your silence. What's the matter, boy, now? I can almost hear your brow fearing. Carla choked lightly. I'm trying to understand why I'm here, lass. I'm no priest. I'm certainly not religious. Why, this is not religious, but now it's business. This is Nightingale Hall. You're the first of international to step inside in over a century, Carla said. You felt a little twitter of honor boiled up inside. Now we've both betrayed to the armor to don your Nightingale armor. We can begin the oath. Nodded over to the direction of the little box that held the armor. Sighed, she then wandered off in a different direction to put on her armor. You and Brynjolf made your way in this direction she pointed out. He smiled down at you and chuckled in your amusement and the confusion on your face. This is enough to make your head spin. Most definitely, but you felt him kiss the top of your head to comfort you. And he chuckled, "You'll be fine, lass, just keep calm." He smiled at him and returned down your armor slipping on. He flipped up the hood and pulling up the face guard. Your eyes, the only thing remaining with Phil. You looked at Pointas, who had slipped on the armor already as well. He pulled it off rather nicely too. You appear ready for the oath, Carly said, her eyes shouting over by the hood. I am quite ready, you agree? You all proceeded down the hallway that was leading to a gate. You assumed that Carlisle was taking you there. They paused, though, in the middle of the room. Brynjolf was the first to speak. Okay, lads, we got these dirtups on, now what? Beyond this day is the first step to becoming a line. Whoa there. I appreciate the armor, but because becoming a Nightingale, that was never in discussion. Any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. She's to accept you as one of her own. Arrangement must be struck. What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms. Of course you do, Brynjolf. The terms are quite simple. Brynjolf Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale. Use your abilities wherever you wish. Turn in both life and death. You must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre. There's always a catch, but at this point, as well, there isn't much to lose. Means to end Mercer's fate, you could count me in. Carlisle looked at me, nodding that you have been standing there quiet. What about you? Are you ready to translate the oath of Eternal? I'm ready, good Claire. Good. I opened the gate. Is Carlisle telling the story? Oh no, never mind, it's not her. Never mind. Oh, Mike, girl. Brynjolf's new spouse opened the gate. I got a little confused, sorry. Good. After I open the gate, please stand on. We'll speak when the oath is complete. Oh, Carlisle's still talking. You all proceeding down the hall. Carlisle pressing near the pull tray on the wall. She dropped the wing and pulled. The gate opened. You moved into the room, starting towards the circle Carlisle had told you to stand. When you were there, you waited for the rest of them. I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice, Carlisle demanded when all of us were positively prepared. A blue orb began to appear in the center of it, twirling about it in different shades. Nocturnal. Carlisle, I was wondering when I heard from you again. Lost something, did we a woman speak? My lady, I come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and accept responsibility for my... You're not down on one knee, hand low. I'm sorry guys about this eye. I just do it to make fun. You're already mine, Carlisle. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now? Of two others, I wish to translate oath to serve you in both life and death. You despise me, Carlisle. This offer is definitely way in my favor. My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth, your grace. But Finch, how interesting. Very Well, your conditions are simple, you may proceed. Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your senators. We will honor our agreement in this life and the next until your conditions have been met. Very well, I name you initiates, nightingales, and I will restore your status to the same. The future says you would form from disappointing me again. That nocturnal feathers. Now you translate the oath. It's time to feel the final piece of Mercer's puzzle to you, Mercer true crying. He's done more, both you and when a question. Able to unlock the jail's vault without 2 keys, where they stole from the Twilight Sepulchre, the skeleton key. Doing this, he converts our ties to knockdown, and then causes our luck to one try. The key unlocks any doors, you ask. Well, yes, but the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities. This potential to generate willpower is securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access the traits, the potential becomes limitless. Sounds like no one should possess it. Good, then you understand why this is more than just Mercer lust for power. Key isn't what turns the lock, and the Twilight system seems to never be the same for the guild. Passes our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence. Whether you know or not, our uncanny luck defies our trade. First time I set out to turn something you breathed. Very well. In our line of work, it's quite where we set out to... first time I set out something you breathed. Very well. It's our line of work. It's quite where we set out to return a stolen item to his rightful owner. Let's go, you ordered. Before we depart, we have some business to discuss. I suggest you listen. Strange man you had fallen so hard for. What is it, Buen? Listen, sweetheart, listen. One last piece of business. We need to settle before we go after Mercer, the leadership of the guild. Why tell me this, you ask? Carline and I had discussed some time ago. Since your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is returning the guild to the full strength. As a result, we'll feel that you have the potential to replace Mercer as the leader of the guild. What about you? I've been at this game a long time. Love a long time. Love a long time. I stole trinkets from nobles, find priests for murder. I'm good at what I am. I do, maybe even the best, but it's not like... But that's all I know. I've never been one to lead, never desire. Never cared for it, never wanted. I don't know what to say. You were left to discuss their speeches at the decision. You never really saw yourself as a leader of a major group. It seems like the 2 most important people in the guild, though otherwise. Well, we have a bit of an heir to one before your coronation, so don't get sentimental on me. Now he chuckled chokily. I accept. And it's decided when this is all over, Dylan's contracts are assured me. We're draining our footing in SKYRIM. We handle the details. Until then, we have quite a task ahead, and let's go. I've been poring over the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the farmer aren't in the dwarf words of Ikerden. I can say that. Carla and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lass. This will be a fight to remember. Before marriage, she said even if we were to share the same bed, nothing would happen. Okay. Guys, I am ending the video right now because I want them to be 3 parts. This next part's probably going to be the last. I don't know. So guys, please like and subscribe, not a baby, and we are out. Bye.